at zoos during the day. So how do you get night dwellers and day visitors together? The Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha, Nebraska decided to take on this problem by reversing day and night in the biggest and best nocturnal exhibit in the world. But would the animals adapt? And how can people see in the dark? It would all be answered in the groundbreaking exhibit, Kingdoms of the Night. This exhibit would be an extraordinary undertaking and a labor of love for zoo director Dr. Lee Simmons. Dr. Simmons is a highly respected veterinarian who's been introducing the public to unique animal habitats for 25 years. Kingdoms of the Night was his personal dream project. His vision was to create the world's greatest and grandest nocturnal habitat in existence.
One of the things that we try to do with these immersion exhibits, if you notice, we wind around a lot. You turn a corner and you have a surprise. You turn a corner and you get scared. You turn a corner and there's always something new and different.
Kingdoms of the Night was built directly beneath the world's largest indoor desert. These two massive exhibits are separated by only 24 inches of concrete. Both of these extraordinary exhibits are enclosed in the world's largest glazed geodesic dome. The idea for the Kingdoms of the Night exhibit was born when Dr. Simmons had a vision to transform the dome's underground storage area into a world of limestone caves, desert outback, and teeming swamps.
What we really are trying to accomplish with Kingdoms of the Night is to give you the sense and the feel of being out at night in many different habitats. The idea is to totally immerse you in the exhibit so that you can feel and touch and taste and smell the essence of the exhibit, and you are in their habitat as much as possible.
But as Dr. Simmons discovered, creating a realistic nighttime world poses more than a few challenges. Not the least of which was how do you totally reprogram thousands of animals' body clocks? Doing it on this grand a scale was unprecedented.
During nighttime, we turn bright white lights on, and the animals all go to sleep. Then during the daytime, when the public's here, we turn on low blue or low white light, and the animals are awake and active. We reverse their day-night cycle.
What do you think? Wanna try one of these?
But it didn't all go according to plan. Each species responded on its own schedule.
Some of them made the changeover in their day-night cycle very quickly, and some of them took 3 or 4 months.
Training the animals to sleep at night was only the first hurdle. The success of the project hinged on how well the public could see in the dark.
The trick is to control the light. Dining the lighting and getting the lighting right is probably the most difficult thing, simply because if you don't get the light right, then a nocturnal exhibit doesn't work. The illusion of being in the dark and still being able to see is everything.
To solve this problem, the zoo installed thousands of tiny fiber optic lights throughout the exhibit, illuminating just enough for our daytime eyes, without ruining the illusion of night.
In a nocturnal building, the illusion is everything.
But even if the lighting is perfect, visitors must be made to feel as if they're out in the wild and not indoors. That's where Dr. Simmons enlisted the talents of John Armconnect.
You don't want to see columns, you don't want to see air conditioning, ductwork, or vents.
John has been designing zoo exhibits for 24 years. As the architect of the Kingdoms of the Night, it was his job to create the most natural and realistic environments for the visitors and animals, while hiding the design's man-made structure.
Here are a couple of trees that are actually structural columns supporting the sand dune up above. Those go up underneath the center of the sand dune. The tree just over here to the right is actually an air duct that is supplying air to the upper level. That again is disguised as a large tree.
Camouflage was also used to disguise the barriers separating man from beast, so that visitors can feel as much as possible that they're walking in the wilderness.
We needed a railing that complied with the code, but under the low light levels, by wrapping this pipe railing with rope, it makes it part of the motif. The separation between animals and people varies depending on the animal, of course. So you have alligators, you want to make sure you have a secure separation, and you do a netting, and it's a netting material that you know that they can't chew through. The netting is made to look like fishing netting with the rope and the buoys on it. That's part of the disguise of a barrier.
With everything in place, the question would still be, will all of the controls work with the animals while still maintaining the illusion of no barriers?
The whole idea of all of this is that you can feel like you've been there, so that with just the slightest little bit of imagination, if you got a little bit of romance in your soul, you can feel like you're there. And when we turn the lights out, it's pretty neat.
Next, on Ultimate Zoo, descend into the heart of darkness, where things that go bump in the night are closer than you ever imagined.